Hello, everybody, and welcome. How are you? So, today I'm going to catch up on everything Chantal, and there's a lot to catch up on because Chantal, right now, she is doing a lot of trash talking. There's a lot of garbage going into her mouth and a lot of garbage coming out. And it's only amping up and it's only getting worse. So Chantal recently said that she's going to be coming home to Canada. She did a couple of community posts saying, I'm coming home to Canada. No one is exactly sure when that's going to happen. But after looking at her newest video, here's the vibe that I'm getting. The vibe that I'm getting is she's in Kuwait right now. And the feeling is I'm in Kuwait now. I'm going to be leaving soon. So I don't care what I say and I don't care what I do because even if I got in trouble here in Kuwait, I'm on my way out the door. So I'm just going to take the mask completely off and just be my authentic self. Recently, she started to do more trash talking in her videos. She's passing gas. She's acting more like the old classic Chantal that we know and love. Like she's letting go of the modesty thing and embracing who she really is. And she's working hard to create that controversy and that drama because she knows that's where the money comes from: controversy, drama, being offensive. And trust me, she's working very hard at it right now because she's going after different people. She currently is trash talking someone by the name of Music Biz Marty. And I don't know a lot about Music Biz Marty, but the little bit of research that I've done on Marty is he and his crowd, you don't want to make them angry because they will sometimes go real life. And she has been taunting Marty. She's been saying a lot of stuff about Marty. And in this newest video, she continues to do that. And I would like to say this to Chantal. Chantal, you really need to shut your mouth. If you want to sit on that floor and eat your fast food, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. But if I were you, I'd be keeping my mouth shut. Because even though you've been extremely lucky and you've gotten away with a lot, you've escaped a lot of consequences for your actions. You may get away with some things some of the time, but you don't get away with everything all of the time. Just because you've escaped consequence up until now doesn't mean you'll always escape it. You're all buck behind your camera, but who knows what can happen? Who knows what can happen to you or your family? And the worst part about all this trash talking is that you're not just limiting the circle of damage to yourself. You are pulling in other people. You're involving Salah. You're involving members of your family. And that's not a nice thing to do, to put other people at risk just because you want to get on the internet and act tough. So I've got my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about everything going on. I'd like to show you some stuff on Twitter that I found, people giving their thoughts, feelings, and opinions. I'll even show some wholesome stuff. And then we'll go over the newest video she did, and y'all can be free to give your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comment section. So let me just go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see everything as I do. All right, so there's my Twitter, Wild Girl Sarah. Okay, let's start here with Ghost Crab. Ghost Crab says, fun thing is, she says, my funkle will blank you with a crossbow. Salah's noodle arms will pancake your butt. She starts the fights. She riles people up. And then when push comes to shove, others should blank for her, and she says, you're threatening a female. You're not a woman, nothing feminine about you. Chantal has a pattern. She's got a definite pattern. And the pattern is she wants to be the center of attention. She wants people to fight for her and over her. If y'all think back to when she was with Natter, when she was seeing Natter, she would go to Natter and she would trash talk Pete's to Natter. And then after she was done doing that, she would go home and trash talk Natter to Pete's. By doing that, she was keeping both men fighting over her. She really loved that. She loved the fact that they were fighting over her. She likes to be in the middle of things like that. Now here we are. She's in Kuwait, and even though Salah is not romantically attached to Chantal, at the most, they are business partners. They come up with some sort of transactional financial agreement of some sort. She wants him to fight for her, to defend her. So she's talking smack to somebody else, not knowing the risk of that, not caring about the risk of that. Also, she's involving her own family, making claims about the family, involving them in a mess they want nothing to do with and they probably know nothing about, which I think is extremely uncool, Chantal. You're trying to rope your own family into your mess, not knowing if anything could potentially happen to them. You don't care. You're just trying to gather people into your mess. Let me tell you something. If you were even half as tough as you try to appear to be, when you start the fires, the moment you light the match and you throw it onto the firewood, you would stand next to the pile of burning wood. You wouldn't run away. You would stand next to the wood and feel the heat of the burn. You wouldn't run away and let everybody else deal with the fire. But that's just how you operate. You'll start the fire and then you'll run away from it and let everybody else deal with what you've created. Shenanigans says Chantal's latest community post. Someone is mad, but the stats speak for themselves. You want to throw insults to an entire group of people to get one up on someone from a particular country? Expect some pushback. Unlike you, we do our research. So this was the post that she did. Right on par. Chantal, when she gets angry, she will do a series of videos or community posts, and she will rage and rage and rage. And then, like a coward, she will delete the evidence of her rage. So she's going off about Yaba here, just trying to get a burn on Yaba. Chantal, you should know by now what a mistake that is. You're no good at insulting people. You're no good at roasting people. You try to roast someone, you end up on the fire yourself. You might as well give up. You're never going to roast Yaba or anybody else on YouTube. Okay? Also, what is this fascination you have with people being inbred? What is your fascination and hyperfixation on genetics? Is it because long ago you shared with all of us in a video that you said yourself out of your mouth that your mom and your uncle, had an occasion together? Is that why? I don't know why you have this hyperfixation, but maybe you can do something about it. I don't know. Okay, Michael B. Petty says most people will do anything to protect their families, but not her. While she is busy eating her life away thousands of miles from home, she is volunteering her family to put themselves in danger to defend her honor. She is such a selfish bee. Agreed, Michael. It is selfish and it is thoughtless and it is dangerous to start fights like this on the internet with strangers, put their jobs, their lives at risk. For what? Because you want to talk smack, because you want to look tough when you're not tough. The best thing that Chantal can do is, if not apologize, keep her mouth shut. Because from what I've read and what I've seen, she doesn't know who and what she's dealing with. PPS Pumpkin Spice says, it's one thing if she wants to start crap and end it herself, but it's seriously effed up of this coward to bring it to her family's door and expect them to take care of it for her. Well, at some point, she's got to go home. The thing is, she doesn't have a home to come home to. She doesn't have the villa. She doesn't have Pete's. She doesn't have the cats. She's going to get off the plane in Canada and have nowhere to go. She's going to have to get a hotel or a motel room. She can't even get an Airbnb because for that you need a credit card and she doesn't have one. So if she's maybe thinking of staying with a relative, how's that going to happen if you're putting all of your family members at risk? Who would want Chantal to stay with them knowing the crap that she's talking, knowing that anything can go down? I hope that your family finds out about this, Chantal. And I hope that once they find out, they are absolutely livid. And they tell you, you need to go to a hotel. We are not going to be put in danger because of you. I wouldn't blame them if they excommunicated you. They disowned you. Because by you doing this, you're showing exactly how little you care for your family. New account Beeson says, hey Shmi, it's me, Chantal. I defended a PDF file on the internet. So now some unhinged guy is upset and I taunted him into pulling up on you guys. Have fun dealing with that. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, great daughter you are, Chantal. You love your mom so much. This is how you repay her love. Putting her at risk, putting your sister at risk, your grandfather, everybody in your family. For what? You won't even fight your own fights. You start the fight, but then you expect other people to fight for you. Book Lady says, can you imagine your 39-year-old daughter contacting you from another country to explain that your home had been threatened by an internet troll because she can't keep her mouth shut? No, it wouldn't be me. I would never do that to my family. Let's watch.
If you come near my house, my family's house, or anyone for that matter, my stepdad owns several hunting rifles and a crossbow. It's hunting season, Marty Farty, so good luck with that. And just so you know,
You're making, you know what, Chantal? This is so messed up. I don't care if your dad owns a million hunting weapons of whatever nature. So what if he does? Did you inform him that you're doing this? That you're saying these things online and you're making these claims? No, I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure your family has no idea. If they start getting strange phone calls or whatnot and not know why, it's going to be your fault. You're selfish and you're thoughtless, and your behavior is dangerous. And I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I know that maybe the gloves are off at this point because Chantal keeps taunting and taunting and taunting, and she won't stop. But I hope that whatever repercussions that come happen only to the person that's doing the trash talking, not to innocent people that have no idea and they're not involved in this. She's a hateful person with a hateful mouth, but just because of just simply being related to somebody, it shouldn't mean that that person that they're related to has to suffer the damage. I hope that the family stays safe. Let her suffer the consequences of her own mouth. Nobody else should have to, especially if they have no idea what's being said and what's being done.
If anyone comes to our home with the intention of doing anything harming us, which we'll assume,
Yeah, by the way, good luck getting in the front door. You're saying our home. What do you mean? It's not your house. You don't live there. And if I were your mom and your stepdad and your sister, I wouldn't let you anywhere near any of them. Who knows what could happen? You're not safe to be around. You're bringing danger to the family. I wouldn't be around you if I was any of them.
since you made violent threats already, we have a right to use force.
You know, I'm not one to tell people what to do. But if I were Chantal's family, I would stay as far away from this as possible and don't let her anywhere near you. Just cut her off. She's 39 years old. She needs to learn. That's her problem. She's never learned. She's always had people around her saving her from her messes, cleaning up her messes, repairing her messes. It's time that she learned. It's time that she learns she can't go around doing what she wants, saying what she wants without any repercussions. She's got to learn that if you start a fire, you got to stand right there and deal with it. People need to stop rescuing Chantal, defending Chantal. She's got to learn at some point to be independent and stand on her own and deal with her own mess. I really hope the family stays away from her because she's putting everybody at risk.
That's not a threat. That's a promise.
You can't promise nothing. You're over there promising that if somebody comes to the house that your family's going to defend you when they probably don't even know what the crap is going on. You're awful. You're awful, Chantal. Florida Salt and Sass says consequences are typically what finally make people like Chantal stop or cut back. She will back herself into a corner, and people repeatedly get concerned for her and start saying how other people should leave her alone. This is the battle Chantal needs to be left to fight. Correct. She starts it, let her finish it. If she fights a battle alone and she loses, then she'll learn to keep her mouth shut, won't she? She'll learn to control her mouth. She'll understand I'm not as big and bad as I think I am. She'll think the next time she opens her mouth. That might give her some sense of self-control because she's lacking that badly. Badly. Okay, this is like a little side issue. This is from Ghost Crab. Now, y'all want to know if her and Salah have a happy marriage? Y'all want to know if this man right here would defend Chantal? He loves her so much he would defend her to the ground? Here's some proof that he won't. That he's not as invested in Chantal as she wishes he were. Ghost Crab says, okay, wow, this is almost kind of sad. Chantal gives Salah her shisha, and he tries to secretly wipe the mouthpiece clean, then ducks outside the frame to wipe it even cleaner before using. So you got a nice little happy marriage, do you, Chantal? Looks like your handsomest man doesn't love you as much as you wish he did. Because there he is. You hand him the shisha pipe, he's cleaning it off twice before he finally uses it. He's trying to clean all of your germs off the pipe before he'll use it. That tells me everything I need to know about how much love there is in that relationship. There isn't much. He realizes how dirty and scuzzy you are, and he wants nothing to do with it. And if he's doing this with you right here with the shisha pipe, girl, he ain't touching you in the bedroom. Ain't nothing going on there. He's disgusted by you. And he probably can't wait until you do go back home to Canada. Okay, this is from Kosal Akin. Oh, we got the bunny and the kitty. Just a couple of buddies curling up. That's so sweet. Okay, this is funny. This is really funny from Milky and Queen of WTF. Chantal saying that Salah has a triple medal black belt. But let's watch.
So this person has threatened to beat me up, which is hilarious because my husband has a black triple medal in Kung Fu.
There's no such thing. There is no such thing as a triple medal black belt. What is this, the Matrix? Where Salah can plug into the Matrix with a plug in the back of his head and learn Kung Fu in 15 minutes? There is no such thing as a triple medal black belt in Kung Fu. Not possible. Not possible at all. By the way, Chantal, because of you doing this clip today, I was curious and I did my research about what it takes and how long it takes to get a black belt in Kung Fu. It can take anywhere from 3 years to 10 years. But there is no such thing as a triple medal black belt in Kung Fu. Also, draw on my experience with somebody that I used to date, someone who was into martial arts. Martial arts it's about discipline. A lot of discipline goes into it, a lot of training. When is the last time your man has ever gone to a dojo to practice? He can't possibly have the time to do that. He's too busy running around doing things for you, getting your takeout, getting your fast food, cleaning up after you. But he's got a triple medal black belt, y'all. Yeah, okay. And I can't imagine somebody with an incredible amount of discipline, someone who's got a black belt in Kung Fu, putting up with someone like yourself that you have absolutely no self-control and no discipline in your life. Just, those two kinds of mindsets would absolutely clash. Wouldn't work. Okay, this is from Massimo. Something interesting. An ayam semani is an uncommon and relatively modern breed of chicken from Indonesia. They have a dominant gene that causes hyperpigmentation, making the chicken entirely black, including feathers, beak, meat, bones, and internal organs. Wow, that's awesome. That chicken looks almost unreal. It looks like a statue. But something interesting for my viewers, like exposing you guys to interesting new things. Let's see, going on. Florida Salt and Sass says one day her mouth is going to write a check her big butt can't cash. We've been telling her that for a long time. Yep. F around and find out, foodie. F around and find out. We've been warning you to be careful about what you say and where you say it and who you say it to. You might want to, put the brakes on with letting all that garbage come out of your mouth, all that trash talking. This is from Protect All Wildlife. The beautiful moment a swan embraced the vet who saved his life. Aw, the swan's giving him a hug. Let's see. Okay, this is another little clip from the video. Now, when I watched this, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of her Cuba rage. For those that maybe were not around at that time, a while back, Chantal went to Cuba. While she was in Cuba, she became intoxicated. And she was ranting for hours and hours and hours. And what made that particular rage so infamous was at that time she was way on her high horse. She was really feeling herself. She was so in her arrogance and her ego that she decided that night to take the mask completely off. That's why that rage in particular is so infamous and everybody brings it up because there was no mask on that night. She was showing us all of her evil. And when I watched this clip, it kind of brought it back how deplorable this woman is. Absolutely deplorable. So she's in Kuwait. She's been there for months trying to put out this good girl image that is not her. Wearing a mask of I'm trying to turn my life around. I'm trying to be modest when all along she's not been changing at all. Trying to hide her evil behind a faith that she doesn't have in her heart. In this clip, she talks about how she thinks children are evil. She hates kids. Yeah, she did that. She said that. So let's watch.
Such an accomplishment. No, it's taking care of those kids after that's an accomplishment. And you know what? It doesn't hurt me because I don't want children. I don't like them. I find them to be evil little demons. And I really don't care. I love my sleep. I love doing whatever I want any time of the day. I like all the extra money I have and not have to worry about it. I love it. So, what who are you insulting? Really?
Now, how many times over the past several months have we heard Chantal say she wanted children? Her talking about having a family with Nader, with Salah. She wanted a family. Chantal has had a hysterectomy, which means she physically cannot have children. So, because she cannot physically have kids with Salah, she decided to go the route of having like a sort of a surrogate family with the cat and the hamster. You know, trying to create some sort of a bond with of having other living things and have the two of them share the living things together. In my opinion, if Chantal ever had kids, it wouldn't be because she was ready to be a mother, because she wanted to be a parent and bring up a child and bring up that child with good morals and values and teach them and raise them and let them go off into the world and be good human beings. In my opinion, the only reason why Chantal would want a child is to tie a man to her for life. She's all about that life of finding a man and trying to find a way so that that man cannot escape her. He will always be tied to her. She even joked about it once. She goes, the only reason why she'd have kids is so the man couldn't escape her. That's a horrible reason to bring a child into the world, but that's how she works. Well, one minute she's talking about, I want kids, and now she's saying she hates kids. So, is it any kind of a stretch to think about since she doesn't like kids, she hates kids, she looks at them as being a nuisance and evil? Maybe some of that attitude also transfers off to her pets because she's not a very good pet owner. She's very neglectful. Nothing with a heartbeat should depend on Chantal. She can't take care of herself. She certainly can't take care of any other living thing. She's very self absorbed. She's very self centered. Nothing else matters except for her. That should tell y'all everything you need to know about this woman. Okay, what else we got here? Aw, look at the little bean from Rock and Tattoo Lady. I can't. I just want to scoop him up in my hand and pet him. Aw, what a little chubby cheek baby with the little paw pads. I can't. Oh, I could just sit here all day and look at him. I just want to pick him up. How precious. All right, now this is funny from Don't Show Your Cat. So the cat is looking up at the bird like, really? Really? You're going to sit on my head? And the bird's like, yeah, I'm sitting on your head. What are you going to do about it? Do something. You're not going to do anything. Okay, enough with the funny. Let's go on to something else. This is just a subfolder type issue, but it's just something I wanted to bring up. Okay, I want to show you all this. So, she's eating sushi today. I looked up the restaurant, Finger Sushi. So I can't say for sure, but it looks like she had this today. The 3-box sushi combo. You guys can see the price right here, right? It looks like it's 5 Kuwaiti dinar. All right. So now that you've seen that, let's go over here. Let's do the conversion of what it would cost her in Canadian dollars. Why am I bringing this up? Because Chantal has been acting like Frugal Fanny over there and saying it's so much cheaper to live in Kuwait. Is it? Is it cheaper, Chantal? If you're in Kuwait and your money is practically worthless over there? So just for this meal, you spent $21. That's not counting the tip or any other fees. It sounds like you're spending the same amount of money in Kuwait for food as you did in Canada. Even if, and somebody did point this out to me, that housing over there is 30% cheaper, even if that's true, it's not going to matter if you're eating up all of your paycheck and you're spending just as much money on food as you did in Canada. So if you're buying takeout 2-3 times a day, you're still spending close to $100 a day in takeout meals. That's not counting sodas. That's not counting any snacks or desserts or anything else you need. It's still expensive over there. So you can cut it out with trying to tell us it's cheaper to live in Kuwait. It would be cheaper if you were smart with your money, but you're not. You eat your paycheck. All right, so let's go over here and let's review the videos, shall we?
Over it. Okay. So let me get my food out because I need some energy for today's discussion. Oh, Mountain Dew and a Jollibee cup. We had some of these leftover cups. And I really know I already did this for mukbang, but again, I love sushi from this place because they don't use black nori, which I hate. So yeah. Oh, is this wasabi? Ew. Is it? Woo! I will not be eating that. I don't like wasabi. Fight me, I don't care. I can't do it. All right. No. No sushi for you. Move it. I need to use these chopsticks. Go away. Go here.
What, you're not having barracuda and ricotta sushi today, Chantal? I'm disappointed.
Go get them. Okay. So, unfortunately, I have some scabs on the internet coming for me. So, I have to address this once and for all, and then I'm going to go back to ignoring these irrelevant morons because I'm not going to care about a channel that has 6,000 subscribers and is
Look at you. You're trying to be all elitist. They're so irrelevant because her channel has less than 7,000 subscribers. Because I'm over here with a channel over 90,000 subscribers. How snobby and elitist are you? And how sad is it, Chantal, that most of your subs are dead subs, and you know this. On the front page, it does say your channel has over 90,000 subscribers, but the numbers don't match, do they? When you do a live, when you do a video, the numbers don't match. You're barely getting views anymore. You're barely getting super chats anymore. This person you're talking about, their engagement is a lot better. Their numbers are a lot better, and they're a smaller channel. But you're trying to be all elitist. I'm not going to pay attention to a channel that small. Then why are you paying attention? Why are you remarking about it? Why are you talking about it when you're doing a food video? You can talk about anything else. You're acting as if people are forcing you to talk about something when you don't have to. You can easily just not talk about it.
just someone who threatens to beat up women. So, let's get the food here. Baby gal, I said no. So we have some crab and shrimp volcano maki, which you're not getting any of. No, you can't have the. No, it has spicy sauce on it. Excuse me. Here. Here.
You can't yell at the cat for wanting food when you condition the cat to take food from you when you do these kinds of videos, Chantal. Maybe if you don't want the cat to go for your food, how about feeding her before you get started? Put down a can of cat food or some crunchies or something. Maybe she might leave your food alone then.
Baby gal. She wants to look at the bubbles, so come be mesmerized. Yes, Mackie, Mackie. And let's have some. This is rock shrimp Mackie, and they have white nori. Sorry, not nori. They don't have any seaweed, which is why I like it because I find it too fishy. This has tempura shrimp, something else, and something else with spicy sauce. Yummy. So this scab of the internet has decided to come for me based on an opinion I have. I love these hypocrites who can spew their hate and their opinions online all day, and when someone tries to give it back to them and point out their behavior, it's an issue. Well, you're going to have to go cry somewhere else because no one cares. All right, so this is soy sauce. We're going to call this guy Marty Farty, but I'm not going to tell you who he is, and don't say him in the comments because I'll delete your comment. Don't want to give him any.
You're a coward. You want to come online and you want to make this video and you want to use their name. And then if somebody points out in the comments who you're talking about, for those who might be confused, you're going to delete the comment. So you want to make a video talking about this person. You want to trash talk. And you want to say things, but you don't want to use the full name. But you're going to drop a few breadcrumbs and people are going to find out who you're talking about. All anybody has to do is go on YouTube, put in the name Marty and Foodie Beauty in the search. You'll figure out who that person is. It's Music Biz Marty. For those who are curious, it's Music Biz Marty. I don't know why she won't say the full name. Maybe she's afraid of being reported for harassment or something. I don't know. But she's trying to use her forum and her channel to trash talk, to get something started. At the same time, she's going to try to hide around the corner and do it.
Clout or attention that he's looking for.
She essentially wants to throw rocks and hide her hands. Oh, oops.
Would drop kick your fat ass and flatten you like a pancake on the ground.
Sorry about that.
Go here. Baby, yes.
Sorry, I lost my place.
I said no. And let's have some, this is rock shrimp. So this scab of the internet has by Marty Farty, but I'm not going to tell you who he is, and don't say him in the comments because I'll delete your comment. Don't want to give him any clout or attention that he's looking for. So, okay. First bite for you guys. Julia, it's soy sauce. Can you please just go away? I'll chopstick your head.
So she hates kids, and look at the way she's talking to Julia. Chantal, you shouldn't have anything or anyone around you. You don't like pets. You don't like kids. You don't like men unless there's a chance that you could have sex with them. You don't like anybody. You don't even like yourself.
Okay, here we go. Kitty bite. Bismillah. All right. I'm going to talk directly to you, okay, Farty Marty?
All right, then. Talk directly to him. Say his name. Say all of his name. Say his channel. Miss Big and Bad. Say his whole name.
I find it pretty hypocritical that you can sit there attacking me because you accuse me of being a pedo advocate, which is just ridiculous. And I'll get to that in a minute.
Chantal, as far as that is concerned, as far as you sticking up for a PDF file, you stepped in that one. You seem to have a habit anymore of stepping in piles of crap. You've been stepping in a lot of them lately. Big ones. Big, huge, smelly piles. You defended that person when you should not have been defending them. And you got called out for it. And then you doubled down on that. You know, you have a history of associating with disgusting types of people. We all remember Karate Joe, and a lot of us know what he did. It seems like you really don't have a standard of who you hang out with. You'll accept everybody. You don't do your research on who you're talking to. So you went from that PDF file situation. Now you're going after Marty. You're going after everybody. I don't know what this grand plan is if you're just trying to kick up the hornet's nest and get stuff started so that when you come home to Canada, people will watch your streams. But you have no idea, under God, the kind of trouble you might be putting yourself in or your family. This is just dangerous and stupid, and you need to stop.
But you have no problem yourself being a woman beater. So this person has threatened to beat me up, which is hilarious because my husband has a black triple medal in Kung Fu and would drop kick your fat ass and flatten you like a pancake on the ground. I'm not afraid of you. If that doesn't happen, if I'm alone.
Chantal, if you are not afraid of somebody, if you have that kind of courage, why are you sicking everybody else on a person you don't like? You're not saying, I'll pull up and I'll handle it. You're gathering everybody else into your fight and saying they'll handle it. My husband's going to do something to you. My family's going to do something to you. That's cowardly. You're not saying I'll handle it. I'll handle my business. I'll put my big girl panties on and handle my business. No. You're saying, well, this person will stick up for me and that person will stick up for me. If you watched your mouth, nobody would have to stick up for you. Nobody would have to defend you. You make these messes, you should deal with them.
You'll go to jail. I'm not Cyrax. I don't take crap from you. I don't take your threats lightly. So keep incriminating yourself. Second, you need to let it go, man. I said what I said. And after this video, you're not going to get any more attention from me. And if you keep...
You know what? I doubt that's true. How many times we heard from Chantal, I'm not going to talk about these irrelevant people anymore. And then she proceeds to talk about the quote unquote irrelevant people. She doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut. She doesn't know when to say, I was wrong. I was totally in the wrong. I apologize and I'm sorry. I went too far. I did too much and I apologize. She will never do that. For all the things she can stuff down her throat, the one thing she cannot chew and swallow is her pride. It's far too big. It just gets stuck in her throat. She just can't stomach it. So what does she do? She talks the trash. She lets that horrible trash come out of her mouth over and over and over again. Because a narcissist in every story, they're either the hero or the victim or both. But they are never wrong. She will never admit when she's wrong. She'll never admit when she's done too much and she's gone too far. Even if she's done wrong and she suffers the consequences, she will find a way to paint herself as being the victim. I've been wronged. No, you wronged other people. And maybe you're suffering the consequences of that, which is something that may need to happen. I'm not wishing any kind of violence upon you, Chantal, but at almost 40 years old, at some point, you got to learn. You got to learn to control that mouth and control your actions. You've got to learn some form of self-control because you haven't learned it yet. That's why you've been running buck wild and doing the most and being feral because you haven't learned.
Keep coming for me. It's criminal harassment and you'll just go to jail and be butt buddies with Cyrax, which is, I know, what you really want. Very good. I don't watch your videos, but I saw you have... Someone sent me a link. I don't know why I click these things. You had a panel with the most degenerate people.
Chantal lies. She tries to make it sound like she doesn't pay attention to the reaction channels or any channels on YouTube. But what else does she do with her day? She's got nothing else to do except sit in that house and eat. And when she's not eating, she sits on that couch and she scrolls on her phone, looking for any mention of herself anywhere, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or anywhere else. She's always looking for someone mentioning her name. Guaranteed she watched that panel. She wanted to know what was being said about her.
This Heather chick is a twit. You look like her, actually. I think this is what you look like, if I'm not mistaken. You actually look like Heather and Cyrax had a love child. That's what you look like.
And I love the fact that you're in this video saying to this person, you need to stop. At the same time, you're taunting them. and other people they might run with. You're taunting that person and people they may talk to, and you're saying you need to stop. At the same time, you're giving them every reason not to stop.
That's why you choose to hide behind an old man avatar?
Pardon me, ma'am. Pardon me. What you going on right here? This is your living avatar. What we're seeing right now, that's not really you. That's you with a bazillion filters. You don't really look like that. Don't make me point out all the filters we got happening right here, because I will. We got the face contour filter to make your face more slender and not so round. We've got the big eye filter. You're even changing your eye color. You've got the skin smoothing filter to make your skin look better. There's like at least 4 or 5 filters turned to max level. So you want to talk about the way people look in pictures? You would not look like this without all those filters, Chantal. Not at all.
Anyway, you might be able to beat up Cyrax, a person much, 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 much smaller than you. But let's see you come for a 6'2" triple medal kung fu.
Chantal, you're going home to Canada. Salah is not going to go with you. So if you go home to Canada, how could Salah defend you? He won't even physically be there, you moron. He's going to be in another country. So your mouth is writing checks that your butt may or may not cash. But you're saying this person's going to defend me. Well, they can't do that, even if they want to, if they're thousands of miles away from you. You're going to be in Canada defenseless because your family's not going to step in a mess that has nothing to do with them. Salah's not going to be there. You're acting like you got your own little personal army of people that are going to help you. You don't have an army. You're an army of one. And you can't even defend yourself. Because let's be really real, Chantal. If somebody wanted to fight you, male or female somewhere, it would not be good for you. Yes, you have a large body size, but if you can't even walk across a room without breathing heavy, you would make it in a serious fight. If you got knocked to the ground, you would not be able to get up back up quickly. I'm someone that I used to study Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm 5'4", about 130 pounds. I'm not even half your size. A little something you should know, Chantal. It's not about the size of your body. It's knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are and how to work with that. All that a person would have to do to put you on the ground and keep you there is just keep you on the ground because you're not very mobile, you're not very agile. You know, your size will work against you if you were put on the ground, off your feet, which wouldn't be hard to do. So you may be of a larger size, or maybe somebody else around you may be of a larger size. You got an opponent in front of you that knows how to work their agility and their quickness better than the other person. They might come out the victor just because of that.
Shape, man. And an almost 400-pound woman.
One that can't move very well, one that can't breathe very well. You're not agile. Your size would not help you at all.
Good luck.
You know, you got those very short arms, so you don't have very long reach for punches.
Anyway, all your threats are recorded. You're not above the law. This isn't Indiana. I'm not from Indiana or wherever you're from, Ohio. The cops seem to be pretty useless wherever you're from. But I'm not from there. I'm from Canada. So I hear you're threatening another stand up thing you do, threaten families. Threatening my family. I'm just gonna say, if you come near my house, my family's house,
It's their house, not your house. And like I said, I hope for their safety, they don't allow you to stay there. If you come home to Canada and you say to them, "Can I stay with you?" I hope they tell you no, for the sake and the safety of the rest of the family, because you have put them at serious risk.
or anyone for that matter, my stepdad owns several hunting rifles and a crossbow.
And what's that got to do with you?
It's hunting season, Marty Farty, so good luck with that. And just so you know, if anyone comes to our home with the intention of doing anything harming us,
Why does she keep saying our home? You don't live there. Your name is not on the lease. You do not live there. And from everything I've heard, they're not going to allow you to stay there. You've already said you're going to a hotel or a motel or an Airbnb, which points in the direction of you are not welcome in the home to stay. Even with all this stuff going on, you still probably wouldn't be welcome because they know how you are. They know you're messy. They know you're dramatic. That you stream at weird hours. You're loud. You are vulgar. Why would they want that in their peaceful home? Why? And now all this stuff is happening too. I hope they shut the door in your face and not open it when you show up.
which we'll assume, since you made violent threats already, we have a right to use force. That's not a threat, that's a promise.
You're promising that people around you are going to defend you when they haven't even been consulted on this matter. Before you started this whole thing with Marty, did you talk to your family and say, "Hey, I'm about to get things started. Are you with me? Are you going to back me up?" Knowing you, Chantal, you didn't talk to them at all. They have no idea. They don't want nothing to do with your mess. Because you need backup, you're volunteering people and you're signing up people that want nothing to do with any of this.
You're literally gonna threaten me with a panel of degenerates like, ooh, Heather, and the other people on your panel are like school shooters in the making. When I saw your picture, You're like the stereotype for troll neckbeards. I think you look like an incel in the making.
Again, taunting people. On one side, she's saying, you better leave me alone. At the same time, taunting them. How do you think this is going to play out, Chantal? Do you think they're going to listen to you? Do you think they're going to back off? Or do you think all you're doing is adding more gasoline to the fire? You're adding insults and taunting. Which direction do you think it's honestly going to go?
All right. Enough of the pig roast. I'm not a pedo defender, okay? So let me explain
Yeah, you are.
one more time.
You did twice. First with Karate Joe, then the other person you mentioned. Defending people that really shouldn't be defended because they're scum.
What happened with Cyrax? So open your crusty ears, okay? I got some. This was like not that long ago. I got some videos. Recommended to me about this Cyrax guy because I fall down weird people on the internet.
You know what's weird about you and just bringing up people, like random people? You spend so much time on YouTube. You're everywhere on YouTube. It amazes me that all the time you spend on YouTube, that you don't do any kind of research. You could easily do research. You know, before you start talking about somebody new, look up a little bit on that person, see what the background is. But no, all you care about is, I'm going to talk about something controversial. I want to bring up a new name. And then you don't do your background checks. And then you step in a big pile of poo. And then you try to walk it back. You double down and walk it back at the same time.
Internet loopholes all the time. I didn't watch complete videos because, like I said, most of the videos that were recommended to me were related to. Okay, here's the ones I saw. The ones I saw were a few of them. A few were like the police being sent to his house, him beating someone up who came to his house. Which, if you come on my property, yeah, I would. And were threatening me. I mean, you talk about someone every.
One moment, please, everybody. I got to go check something. Sorry about that. Let's continue.
Every day you push them to their limit and then you show up at their house. What do you think is going to happen? Anyway. A nice warm hug. Morons. I'm not defending Cyrax. Let me get to it. I'm not defending him, but I'm also not defending the people who antagonize him for lols, okay? You're all wrong. All of you.
You antagonize people for laughs in videos, on your community posts, in your lives. You've gone after reactors, you've gone after your own VIPs. You said yourself, Chantal, you have an anger problem. And I've had a few people in my life that kind of acted like you. One person in particular, a toxic relationship I had. This person was filled to the brim with self-loathing and self-rage. And to get it out, they had to project it onto other people. That's you. You don't like yourself. You are unhappy. And you cover it up and you disguise it by raging on others. Because you are an unhappy person. So what you could have done with this video is sit down, eat your food, and shut up. But you decided to do this video and attack other people. Sit there and say, I want you to leave me alone. And then turn around and taunt him and other people he talks to. Because you're trying to save face. You don't want anybody to know that maybe you're scared of this person and what might happen. Instead of making the situation better, you're making it far worse.
Another one I saw was these women would pretend to be in a relationship with Cyrax, and then he would send them all kinds of pornographic material of himself, nudes, whatever, and then they would go on a panel, show them, and laugh at them. I saw that. I saw them calling him Goblin. I saw them, talking about his family. Somebody shot a rubber bullet or something through his window. So to me, at an initial glance, and I didn't watch everything in great detail, maybe snippets, because
Did you have to? I mean, you didn't watch a few videos and get a glimpse of who this person was and what they did, and just say to yourself, maybe I should stay away from this? It's entirely too much? Nah, because you wanted something new to talk about on your channel. You're looking around for content. You're always looking around for content, something controversial, something interesting. You're so lacking in content and ideas. You look towards the reactors to know what to say in your next video. A lot of your stuff is reactionary. A lot of it is you reacting to other people, you borrowing from other people. You like somebody's intro music, you'll use their intro music. You like their idea, you'll take that idea. You go on TikTok looking for something that might go viral, and you'll do it on your channel. Always borrowing ideas rather than coming up with ideas. Stuff that comes directly from you. How many years have you been on YouTube, Chantal? Over 5? Then you should know to do your due diligence, to do your fucking homework, to know what you're talking about before you talk about it. Take an hour, take 15 minutes, take 30 minutes, and do the homework. We reactors, we do our homework. We'll spend endless amounts of time looking at clips, looking at video clips, looking at Twitter, putting stuff together. Homework. You gotta do your homework.
it's like they're hours long, these videos and streams about him. So I will admit here, this is my bad. I didn't fully look into it before opening my mouth about it. Okay.
See what happens when you're lazy?
So I wasn't defending behavior of his that I didn't even know existed at the time. So whenever someone came in my chat and said, "Why are you, defending him? He's a pedophile, whatever." I didn't think anything of it at first because I thought people throw that word around all the time. All the time. Without knowing what it means. A pedophile, by definition, is a psychiatric disorder where you prefer exclusively, pretty much exclusively, have a sexual interest in a child. That's what the definition is, okay? And I didn't think anything of it because anytime I saw a few videos where Cyrax was, I never seen him where he was like he was always in a relationship with um
But wait a minute, didn't you just say you didn't know much about him? Now you're saying that you've watched videos of him? Which is it?
an older woman like his age. And if he was, wouldn't he be arrested? Wouldn't he be charged? Something. Because the law doesn't take that lightly. So I thought nothing of it. I thought it was just like because Negs does that. He throws around that accusation a lot. For example. By the way, Negs, I heard you say I was watching one of your streams and you said how you hate Amberlynn and I because we discussed you for being obese. It's really a shame that two fat women are more successful than you and don't care what you think. But good luck with your DVD business. I'm just here to tell you no one's going to pay for an old used DVD of a Devon Sawa movie. So I hope you have plan B.
Okay, something that I would like to add in here. I would like to ask you, Chantal, can you please define how you and Amberlynn are successful? I really would like the definition of how you feel either one of you are successful. Did you both make channels on YouTube? Or when you go to the channels and you look at the number of subscribers, you see a big number? Because if that is your definition of success, having a really big number on your front page, yeah, you both did that. You both have that. But what else do you have besides those numbers? What have you got to show for? You both have channels where you use the money that you make on YouTube that you really don't work for to hurt yourselves. You're both hurting yourselves with your income. Neither one of you have good health. You're both practically housebound. You are really close to bedbound or worse. You have 2 bankruptcies on your record. The latest one you're running from, you ran all the way to Kuwait to get away from it. Everything that you have right now is tied to the little bit of money you make on YouTube. You don't have anything else to show for it. After all this time and all the plotting and all the different arcs and the drama and offending people and shocking people, What do you have left at the end of the day? You don't even have good health. Those numbers, I'm sure, are not much comfort when you got to turn that camera off and see yourself for real in the mirror. And you have that moment where you think to yourself, I really have nothing. I'm not the queen of YouTube. I'm not a YouTube celebrity. I'm the queen of nothing. I have virtually nothing. If I didn't have my channel, if I didn't have that paycheck, I would literally have nothing. I don't have a home. I don't have a partner. I don't have any savings. I don't have my health. I don't have my family around me because they're all embarrassed because of everything I've done. You don't have a good reputation. You have nothing. It's just you. And you don't even like you. If you liked you, you wouldn't spend so much time disguising yourself, hiding yourself away through clothes and filters and camera angles. If you were proud of yourself, you'd let yourself be seen. But since you're ashamed, you hide yourself away. Hiding behind the filters, hiding behind the abaya and the hijab, the camera angles, staying in the house all the time. You're in a cage, in a prison of your own making. So if that's what you wanted, if living that life is your definition of success, I guess you have succeeded. But I would not trade your version of success for the life that I have now because, in my opinion, being healthy and happy is the real wealth. Not making a little tiny human hamster cage and never being able to go out.
Anyway, so then when someone came in and said that, more than one person, and I was getting comments about it, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to look more into it. So I actually found, after some digging, um, there was one specific video where I saw all the screenshots between him and this decoy. They basically, what they did was it's called it is entrapment, which is why he's not apparently legally. I heard that's why he's not in trouble for what he did. So they set him up by.
Would you guys mind if I kind of skip past this part? This is really yucky. This is really gross. It's making my skin crawl. Can we just get past that?
Condoning if he had really bad behaviors. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, let the law deal with him. Just, yeah. So, that's it. That's the story of it. So now I have this loser on my neck now because of, what I said. He can't handle anyone saying anything, any criticism. You antagonize the situation. You do. You go to his home, move across the street to antagonize, and then beat him up, and then like it's all just this stupid thing.
Chantal, if you cared about yourself and your family at all, you would apologize. If for any other reason to protect your family, if you don't care about yourself, fine. But your big mouth has put them at risk. If you care about any of your family members at all, the best thing you can do is apologize. For once in your life, say you're sorry and mean it. If you want to run your mouth and put yourself at risk, then you do. But putting other people at risk is completely unfair. Apologize, Chantal. If not for yourself, for them. They don't deserve all this mess. It's unfair that you brought them into it. They didn't ask for it. They didn't want it. They probably don't even know about it. You created this crap because you want to be big and bad on the internet. We already know how big and bad you really are. You had a lot to say about French Fry Girl, but yet when she was right there in front of you, you didn't say nothing. You proved yourself a coward. So do what's right for your family. Apologize. You don't have to like that person. They don't have to like you. But taunting them, just making things worse. You're asking for trouble, and worse, you're asking for trouble upon your family. You just sat there and ate 3 containers of sushi. Why don't you order some humble pie and eat a big serving of that? Walk it back, take it back, apologize. Stop this before somebody gets hurt.
For entertainment. I'm not defending his actions, but at the same time, I just don't see how antagonizing the situation is any better. You know what I mean?
But you're antagonizing it, you idiot. You sat here and ate the meal and you were antagonizing and taunting. How is that a smart thing to do?
So that's my opinion. And that's all I'm going to say about the subject from now on. I'm not talking about this at all. Any comments left about it are just going to be deleted and ignored. And I'm just going to leave it up to the law if you show up anywhere near my family or myself. And if the law won't interfere, then I have a right to defend myself. Again, crossbow rifle.
What are you going to do? Pick up a crossbow and a rifle and do something? No, you won't.
So that's it. That's as far as it goes. Like I said, Canada has different laws, different cops, and there's only so much you can do before it becomes criminal harassment at this point. But any threats are recorded, and when I go to Canada, I guess I'll have 2 people to deal with now legally. Anyway,
Are you talking about French Fry Girl? Is one of the people that she wants to deal with in Canada, is that Frenchie? Chantal, you've been threatening for the longest to do something to Frenchie. You're cut off at the knees that way. You got no leg to stand on. You can't do anything to Frenchie. So just cut it out. Stop making claims you know you're not going to follow up with. You've got no basis. You're sounding so stupid right now.
it is what it is, right?
Baby cat! Are you destroying the ceramic floors?
Oh, I want to say one more thing. And again, I won't address this person anymore either. Um, I don't watch this person boozing. I don't watch you. I watch you through Yo Mama. So don't flatter yourself. I hear that you like address me in your videos. Like I don't even listen to you. I
Chantal.
love my sleep. I love doing whatever I
Oh,
want
wait,
anytime.
hold on.
It's an accomplishment. And you know what? It doesn't hurt me because
She has got such a serious hatred for women in general. If you are a female of any species, she already doesn't like you. She really hates other females, whether you're human or not human, but especially if you're human, because she looks at human females as being competition. And for some reason, she's got a hatred for women who are mothers, who have children. I don't know why, but she does. Maybe it's because of her life choices, her circumstances. She cannot have children. So maybe she envies women who are able to have children or who have had children, who are mothers. I don't know. It's just the hatred for mothers is just off the chart. Absolutely off the chart. I don't know if this is the case of I envy and I hate that which I can never have, but it would seem so. It's pretty apparent, Chantal, you are filled to the brim with hate and envy and jealousy and insecurity and just meanness in general. You were that way when you left Canada. You are that way now going back. You've been in Kuwait for months and you swore to everybody that you were going to be a changed person, a better person. But it's been months. You haven't changed a bit. You maybe changed the way you dress, but the person underneath is exactly the same. You're as vile as you ever were and as you're ever going to be. Anybody on Chantal's side of the fence that maybe you're new to her and she's feeding you a line of BS saying, I'm a good person and I'm changing and I'm taking care of myself, understand this. She's never going to change. And for those of you that are new to Chantal, if you want to know who she really is, all you got to do is just go to the reaction channels or go to the clip channels. There's lots of videos there, things that she's deleted off her channel. And believe me, she's deleted a lot. Just start watching that stuff. You'll see a lot of things that are shocking. And those past clips are important. They are relevant because that person that you see in those clips, that's the same person coming back to Canada and you will see again. It won't take any time at all for that mask to come completely off and that person to come out in full view. You're going to see all that ugliness too, the way that we've known about it for years. Trust me, you will.
I don't want children. I don't like them. I find them to be evil little demons. And I really don't care. I love my sleep. I love doing whatever I want any time of the day. I like all the extra money I have and not have to worry about it. I love it. So, who are you insulting? Really? Anyways, that's about it.
Good. I'm glad because I'm done with you. And as you can see, the comments are turned off. Of course, they would be turned off. She wants to be able to do a video, be hateful, and not hear from anybody. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've got to go. I've got things that I must do in my day, but I hope everybody has a great day. So everyone take care and thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.